5-year struggle to fully realize the idea foundational in the birth of our nation. I want to take a few minutes of my remaining moments with you to offer a few thoughts. Nelson Mandela is credited with saying, sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. The time is now for your generation to be that generation. It is vital that each of you recognize the following 2 passages. Hear me. You must recognize the following 2 passages. First, we, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. And secondly, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. Most of you will probably know this, hopefully. The first is the preamble to our Constitution, and the second is the statement of the idea on which our nation was founded. Yes, this nation was founded on an idea that is what separates us from every other nation on this planet. If you believe in this idea and the importance of our democracy and the beacon it represents to billions of people with whom we share this planet, let your generation blossom. Democracy is not a spectator sport. Democracy is not a spectator sport. So stay engaged, and if you're just been observing for the past few years, get engaged. The future of our nation depends on it. I was blessed to see our planet from space, where human-made boundaries disappear. Ironically, the infinite expanse of space can reconnect you to what is important as a human being. And you are the generation that will step foot on the moon again to stay and travel to Mars, whose work on Earth will be vital to cope with the changing planet and advanced frontiers of science and medicine and engineering, as well as the arts. You are the ones who will build and strengthen bridges of understanding and cooperation here in America and around the world. It's not always an easy thing to do, but it's worth the effort. You never know where your friends and allies are going to come from, but you must always allow yourself to be surprised and receptive to others not like you. I consider myself an eternal optimist. I grew up in the Jim Crow South. The schools in South Carolina where my mother, father, and in-laws taught and I attended were segregated. I could only sit in the balcony of the local movie theater on Saturday mornings when blacks were allowed in. Although I might not have had the most auspicious beginning for a journey to space, I've been blessed with the support of many fine people who have walked beside me every single step of this journey. Thus, my optimism. Serving a purpose greater than yourself is at the core of the Buckeye philosophy. You can't go wrong with that. I don't need to tell you that you're embarking into what might seem a perilous world. Each generation has its specific challenges, and we don't yet fully know what yours will be. But I truly believe that the partnerships between governments, academia, industry, and among nations will continue to be crucial for creating a better world for all of us. You'll be joining those institutions and others and helping bend the arc of history. When I commanded the first joint U.S.-Russian space shuttle mission with a Russian cosmonaut as a member of our crew, our nations were still recovering from the Cold War. But space was an area where we cooperated very well. That cosmonaut, Sergei Konstantinovich Krikalev, and I still keep in touch, and our families remain friends. We were just doing our jobs, but I still believe in that promise of citizens everywhere partnering to rise above our differences, to forge lasting bonds with people who on the face of it may not be like us. I have been blessed to go to space 4 times and to travel nearly every corner of our planet. Nothing I've seen compares to the awe of looking into the eyes of my children and grandchildren. If you choose to start a family, love and care for them every single day as your loved ones cared for you. My wife Jackie and I have always given our children this advice, and I offer it to you. Be bold, be fearless, dream big dreams, do what you want to do. By all means, don't listen to anyone who tells you you can't do something or that you don't belong. Do your job and do it very well. And whatever you do, don't let the opportunity to make a difference in your world pass you by. Especially for the women and minorities in this class. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time trying to explain yourself or your identity to anyone. Don't feel like you have to justify why you are where you are. This applies to the workplace or any other place. Don't be afraid of failure. Even the very best of us get lost and falter sometime. And anyone who tells you they know exactly where they're headed probably isn't being square with you. And yes, I do believe strongly that the arc of history continues to bend toward justice, even if we can't always see history's outcomes while we're living it. But history is made by people like you and me. So, the so-called real world you're entering is the same world you've known all your lives. But it's fresh again for you in the ways you're going to use the skills you've gained here to forge careers and make differences in the world, to make history. We need to work together to accomplish the biggest things humanity has ever done. People have suffered and some have died to get us where we are. But in the future, we'll succeed together as the human race. I appeal to each of you. Keep following the beacon of knowledge and hope that was ignited during your studies here. We need you now to share yourselves, your ideas, and your decency with the world. I pray that you always value democracy and the rule of law, and I look forward to the history you will make. May God continue to bless you and your families, and you keep safe and healthy. God bless you.
Recognition of your contribution to this 430